Nope.
Good evening. This is Beth Stockdale and
Cruz.
And we're here for your stress relief seminar. Thank you so much for coming. Stress is a hot topic right now, and I am a certified brain health coach, personal trainer, and Louise is a massage therapist, and we have teamed up to do what we believe is an inclusive stress relief package for everyone. So you can and have a seat, and
Perfect.
I'm going to talk about, he'll be back talking about massage, but for right now, I'm going to talk about stress. What causes stress? Well, let me talk about the physical cause of stress. It's called cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone, and how it gets created is your brain perceives stress. And I said perceives. It can either be actual stress or a perceived stress. But anyway, so your brain gets a signal that you get stressed out. It then sends a signal through your pituitary gland down to your adrenals that produces what we call cortisol. Now, this is the old-fashioned, you probably heard, fight or flight syndrome. Your body's designed to increase the cortisol to get you ready to either fight a tiger or run from the tiger. Well, in modern day, we really don't have that many situations, but what the purpose of cortisol is to flood your muscles with glucose, to give you the strength to either fight the tiger or run, and to increase your blood pressure, to increase your brain with oxygen so that you can think clearly. So in that emergency situation, that rush of glucose and that rush of oxygen are good things, except if that stress never lessens. So you think about your life and what causes stress. Continuous over and over again. And so what happens is then you become into this heightened state where your cortisol is really high. And that's one of the issues that we're going to talk about tonight is that heightened cortisol level. And I'm going to put my glasses on so I can read. Because it's important that you know what the result of staying in this hyper arousal state are. First one is decreased sleep, and we're going to talk about sleep here in a minute. Central weight gain, and when I talk about central weight, I'm talking around the belly. You have 4 times as many receptors for cortisol in your belly fat than fat anywhere else. So that's why you tend to carry belly fat when you're stressed out. Decreased blood flow to the brain. As a brain health coach, this is what's really important to me, because when you start decreasing that blood flow to the brain, then we're talking cognitive decline, then we're starting to look at Alzheimer's and dementia, and we don't want that to happen. Your high blood sugar, high blood pressure we talked about already, poor immune system, which then can lead to more serious things like diabetes and stroke and cancer. The other issue with this heightened production of cortisol that your adrenal glands are doing, your adrenals are all caught up in just producing the cortisol, but your adrenals are supposed to be producing other hormones as well, your DHEA and other master hormones. So then your other hormones drop and you start suffering conditions because of lower estrogen and lower progesterone and lower testosterone because of this heightened cortisol, and then that just starts a whole nother cascade of issues. And if your cortisol is high at night, your body doesn't go through the repair process that it needs to do, and we'll talk about that in a second. Now, what happens after this hyperarousal, I can say it, state is your adrenals get to a point that said, enough's enough, we're done. And they stop producing cortisol, and now you crash. You're tired but wired. You're exhausted but you can't sleep. You're burnt out. This is the burnout state. You're irritable. You're depressed. Your blood pressure is now low. You could have a condition that's called orthostatic hypotension. This is when your blood pressure drops and you get lightheaded when you stand up. Uncharacteristically pessimistic, you're depressed, your immune system is depressed, and then you're more susceptible for disease. And it's possible in that stage where you're going from high cortisol to low cortisol that you could swing in the same day. So when your adrenals are like at the very end of the petering out process, you could have both of those during the day. So now you know what could happen as a result. Now we're going to talk about how to reduce your stress. We're going to talk about eating for your adrenals, certain supplements, hydration, sleep. Luis is going to talk about massage here in a little bit. There's 2 pieces of equipment here at Your Total Body Wellness Center, the Juve Light and the Whole Body Vibration that we're going to talk about. Listening to music, playing with your pets, taking up arts and crafts, taking up meditation, yoga, Tai Chi. Those are all different ways of reducing your stress. So first off, sleep. You need 7 to 9 hours of restorative sleep every night. Don't tell me, I only need 4 hours of sleep. No, your body needs 7 to 9. The way your body cycles through cortisol is it's high in the morning because your body's producing it in the morning to get you ready for the day. It's at its highest in the morning and then it's dropping through the day. So at night, it should be at its lowest. Specifically around midnight, it should be at its lowest. All right, guys, what are you doing at midnight?
Sleeping.
You should be sleeping, right? How many of you are on TV, watching TV? How many of you are on your iPads? How many of you are on Facebook? When you're still in front of a screen, your body's still producing cortisol. So at that very time during the day that you should be producing melatonin to help you sleep, your body's still producing cortisol. When it's still producing cortisol around that midnight hour, your body's not repairing itself. There's different stages of repair that your body should go through while you're sleeping. Think of a garbage truck that goes through your body while you're sleeping and cleans up the damaged cells and helps repair those that can be repaired. If you never get to that stage, I say you wake up with the same damaged cells you went to sleep with. And you wake up and your cortisol is still high. And that's when you're more likely to reach for a bagel than you are for fruit or some good protein. So getting your sleep is very, very important to get those cortisol levels down. Hydration. Key, take your body weight, divide it in half. That's how many ounces of water you should be drinking a day. With your adrenal glands specifically, limit your caffeine and your sugar. So what doesn't count in that water intake is alcohol, caffeine, sugar, and carbonated beverages. So anything other than that, put some good lemon and lime in your water, some cucumbers. You can use some stevia if you need some stevia to sweeten it up for you. But no soda, no carbonation because it's more acidic. And definitely reducing your alcohol and your caffeine. Eating. The research is going both ways, and I'm going to tell you both ways on it. Half of the research is saying to start out with going 3 meals a day and practicing with your intermittent fasting or having reduced hours that you're eating. That other research says that people with adrenal fatigue and adrenal failure should be eating more frequently so that it puts less stress on your adrenals. I say if you can, depending if you've been eating a ketogenic, paleo, healthy fats, good protein, leafy greens kind of diet, start off with doing the 3 meals a day. If you're still feeling too stressed out, then start doing like 5 a day. But make sure proteins, healthy fats, and your vegetables. A little bit of fruit, your berries. Cut out grains, dairy, processed sugar, artificial sweeteners, all those. Anything that's going to put a stress on your digestive system. And last thing is supplementation. There are a class of supplements, they're called adaptogens, that helps your body adapt to when you're faced with the stress. Literally, when you're faced with the stress, instead of you reacting up here, you'll react down here which means you're not producing as much cortisol. There's some basics that are really good, like your vitamin B complex is really good for your stress levels. Vitamin C and D, we don't get enough D. I mean, we live down here in Florida and we still don't get enough D. Zinc, and then those adaptogens are rhodiola, ginseng, ashwagandha. We have an ashwagandha fan here today. Magnesium is really good. Selenium, iodine. Now, if you think of iodine as in your table salt, don't use table salt. Go to YouTube with Supercharge Health in a few weeks, and there's going to be a whole episode on salt. Seaweed, licorice root, holy basil, and GABA are some of those adaptogens. So that's eating healthy fats, vegetables, clean proteins, those adaptogens, getting a good night's sleep, reducing your stress, doing meditation, doing yoga, listening to music, playing with your pet, and getting a massage. Take it away, Luis.
Is it my turn?
It's your turn.
All right. So, with massage, well, actually, let's start with stress. Stress, you have several different types of stress. The most common are one, physical stress, which is where you're out, whether you're a construction worker, whether you're a server or bartender, whether you're a nurse and you're on your feet all day. Those type of physical stress, most of those are in your lower back. Another type of stress is financial stress. We all have financial stress at one point in time, if not all the time. Those are usually in the shoulders, kind of going into the neck, but definitely in between those shoulder blades. What's another type of stress? Whether it's lack of sleep. Lack of sleep can cause a huge amount of stress because you're not repairing your body. And the other main stress that we all have is those stresses that we can't avoid, whether it's a death in the family, whether it's a loss of a job, whether it's a loss of a pet, something like that. Those usually tend to go into the head. They start at the base of the neck and then move into the head. So when you get those tension headaches, stuff like that. But think about it. Let's say you have all four, and I'm sure there's several other types, but those are just the main four that I find myself dealing with. But when you pile all four of those on top of each other, now you are literally stressing yourself from the base of your skull to the base of your sacrum. Now think about it. In that is your spine. When you are tense, your body is literally compressing. Now you're starting to get nerve damage. Now you're starting to get pinched nerves. Now you're starting to get this, that, whatever. With massage, you, one, increase circulation. So you increase blood flow to your brain, which is 100% number one thing that we want. Other than that, we also get increased sleep, which is another thing that we need to help reproduce everything we need in our body. On top of that, stress is one of the leading factors for depression and anxiety. Most people are very much, we're all physical beings, so just a gentle touch can seriously reduce someone's stress by 10%. But think of it massage-wise. If you are actually supporting the right amount of pressure with the right amount of techniques, you are now taking that stress level from 10% by just a hand on the shoulder to now 60 to 70% by the correct techniques. On top of that, you also get muscle fatigueness with stress. So with massage, you're rejuvenating your muscles because that circulation is now coming in, that blood flow is getting to the muscles that it so desperately needs to repair those muscles. And then on top of all that, it just feels good. Some other things that stress brings on is lack of focus. When you lose lack of focus, you are now creating another type of stress. Now you're not doing the work you need to be done at work. Now you're not paying attention to the loved ones at home because now you're distracted. Now you're not focusing on the road, and now you're slamming on your brakes, especially with some of the crazy drivers that we have here. So a lot of these things all kind of come in together, and the two main things, like Beth and Stockdale said, is blood circulation and sleep. Without those two factors, you are almost creating a huge volcano getting ready to erupt, and it's not in a good way. So massage is a fantastic way to, one, relieve a lot of that stuff, but also it also helps you figure out what's going on. If we can get through those shoulders really quickly, but most of your back, is, lower back is still hurting after one session, now you know that you need to focus on maybe doing better technique while at work. Maybe you need to get better shoes. Maybe you need to get maybe you can figure out some other things that you can do on top of the massage, on top of working out, on top of yoga and meditation, all these other things to help better yourself overall.
And a couple of other things, as a personal trainer, and you see this in your work too, if somebody injures an ankle, they start overworking.
Compensating.
They start compensating and using the opposite limb.
And what's crazy to me is that, for instance, if you hurt an ankle, now you're focusing all your weight on this, but you're complaining about your right shoulder because now you're kind of lopsided. So in a massage, I try and figure out keys, whether it's body posture, whether it's the way you hold a shoulder. If you're holding it like this, I'm trying to figure out other things. So a lot of times when you're, oh yeah, all my pain's in my right shoulder, I'm working on your leg, and people are like, why are you working down there? Something else is going on. I gotta go figure it out. The key thing is always the hip, always the hip.
With joints there.
Yeah, with back stress, with the lower back stress, and if we are having some other stresses that's causing a little more poundage in this area, the lower back and the glutes and the hamstrings take a lot of the beating for that. And then, of course, now everything's getting whacked up. There's another stress.
Well, see, and that's important because what I talked about, that the cortisol, there's 4 times as many cortisol receptors in your belly. So if you're gaining your weight around the belly, what happens, and you can speak to this, is that it's pulling your center of gravity.
Well, it's not necessarily pulling your center of gravity. It's now forcing you to now cause more. So normally we would be staying straight, but when you gain more weight, now your body's compensating. So now you have the hyper curve on your lower back, which is another stress related to the body, the physical body, because your back core and your front core are your everything. If these are not in shape, your spine starts to go, your legs start to go, and then next thing you know, you are not in very good shape.
Yeah, and it's funny because somebody can come to you for lower back pain, but the root of the issue is they are so stressed out that they're putting on the weight that's causing the pain in their back.
Correct.
So what part of what we do is getting to the root of what's causing the issue, and let's go after that root instead of just treating the symptoms.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the things that she said with taking supplements. A lot of supplements that you can get to help relieve some of that mental stress, to help you improve your sleep, will do a great deal for just your body, just those 2 things, because now you are taking that stress off, which then leads to one, which then leads to another. So you're piling on 10 stresses, but now you're taking 3 off. So now your body's not under so much pressure.
Right, and I would think that 3 things I didn't mention was dopamine, serotonin, and ladies, oxytocin. Oxytocin is your happy hormone. It will actually correct your cortisol. Women who have had babies, that oxytocin is what the bonding hormone is. When we are at our happiest, we are producing oxytocin rather than cortisol, and it actually helps relax muscles. So if anybody's interested in learning more about oxytocin or the supplements that you can take, get in touch with me here at the Wellness Center, and we'll give you all our contact information in a minute. But what Luis and I are doing is we're going to offer a package. We have joined forces for your health, and we're going to, there's going to be 3 different elements to the package, and we're going to go through those right now. So it's going to start with, and I think we have a volunteer.
Yay!
And your name is?
Tabitha.
Tabitha is going to volunteer. She is on the whole body vibration plate. What this does, primarily when the aspect of it to be used in conjunction with massage, is it activates the lymphatic system. What that does is dump toxins. Think of your lymphatic system as your body's garbage disposal. Build up cortisol is a toxin, so this is going to be the first step in getting rid of that. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Have you ever been on one of these before?
No.
Okay, good. So this particular machine has two different motors. One is just vibration, okay? And then the other one is like a little seesaw. You feel it? Good, good. So it's this motion, this up and down motion, that is activating the lymphatic pump in her body. Think of it as like an old-fashioned water pump that's drawing the fluid up and dumping it out your lymph nodes, which you have like in your groin, your armpits, and your neck. So it's drawing the fluid or the lymph in your body, and it's carrying along with it those toxins and dumping it out. Now, 3 side effects of being on the vibration. I'm going to reach you up here a little bit. And you can feel if your body's starting to dump toxins if you start getting itchy, if you sneeze, or if you have to use the bathroom. Those are the 3 typical. You can tell. So I've got some people in here like on a Monday morning, and they start itching like they're jumping out of their skin because of all the weekend toxins that they're getting out. So this is going to be the first step in. Are you okay?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay, we're good. This will be the first step in the package, and you'll be on the whole body vibration for 10 minutes. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop you.
Okay. Ooh. I still feel it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the other benefits is it increases the circulation with your body. So anybody out there that is suffering from neuropathy, which I'm sure, Louise, that you can help too with that neuropathy, it's going to increase the circulation. With that and those little twitches in your muscle, actually builds muscle, relaxes the muscle to get ready for the massage. All right, step 2 in the process, go ahead and step down, is we're going to use the Juve light. And we'll wait till
You're good.
we got it. All right, so this is the Juve light. It's a combination of red light and near infrared. For our purpose, the red light actually gets in and increases elastin and collagen to the skin. It really helps a lot of sports teams use these to help heal injured athletes. So it gets them on the field and on the court quicker. But there's also clear lights. Now that clear light is near infrared. That infrared gets into your joints and your muscles and reduces inflammation. And that's why this is step 2, getting you ready for the massage, is actually already starting that process to reduce the inflammation in those joints and muscles, and it also increases circulation to the brain. So have you ever used this before?
No, I have not.
Alrighty, so can I go ahead and turn it on?
Yep.
You ready? Alright. Okay, so you can go ahead and stand in front of it. So if we were working on, let's say, her facial skin, we would just have her face it just like she is, and the red light is actually good for your eyes. It's stimulating ATP, or energy, in all cells, so it actually is good for macular regeneration, deterioration, for your eye health, we'll just say that, and for any of your skin conditions as far as the red light's concerned. But like if we were gonna like work on her shoulder, we can position her like this, knees, lower back. So basically when you come in for your package, we'll do a little consultation with Louise, and we'll determine what area you're going to work on. So that's the area that we'll focus on using the Juve lights. I have 2 separate panels, so even like if we were going to work on that rotator cuff, go ahead and please. What we may do, go ahead and stand a little bit closer. We might have her position herself here, and then I have another panel that, and I have a treatment room here at the Wellness Center that I can put the other panel behind her so that we can get at this rotator cuff from both directions. Same thing, lower back, knees, hips, whatever area that we need to work on. That's how we can position the Juve lights, and they're on these pulleys so I can move them down for knees, ankles, lots of versatility with this system. So there you go. So you've done 10 minutes on the whole body vibration, 10 minutes on the Juve light. Now it's time for your massage. Okay. You're like, this is the part of
Have you ever been on one of these before?
No, I have not.
No. All right. So you are just going to straddle on. Perfect. And then we're just going to extend our necks into. And then we're going to rest our arms and shoulders. So, chair massage is one of the great ways to get a simple, quick, and easy stress release. Unfortunately, with a chair massage, it is difficult to get to knees and ankles and stuff like that, but it does great work for your shoulders, for your rotators, if we're doing a rotator issue like we talked about before. Lower back stuff, I can do some good lower back stuff. Obviously, a lot of these things are better on a table, but I can get to most of them on the chair. A lot of people bring me in for chair massages into their office only because 10 minutes in a chair can do wonders. I've had people thank me and bring me back week after week just because of the morale that their staff has after they get the chair massage. She has a particular shoulder issue, so I found that pretty quick. Actually, I knew about it, she told me. But it's real easy, it's real simple. I can go as deep as you'd like, or I can go as soft as you'd like. I can go as nicely, or I can go as not nicely as you would like. That's one of the best things about massage. It's what you want out of it. There's another nice little spot there.
And then too, with the chair massage, you're fully clothed. It's 10 minutes. Do you use any oils or lotion when you do the chair massage?
No chair massage, no. A lot of times if I do use lotion and then the next person comes in and they don't want lotion, I still have it on my hands. So it's just better not to have lotion at all. And it gets on your clothes, and it gets in your hair if you're at work and all that stuff, so.
And it's probably just a different technique then
Yeah.
too. It's more pressure than it is.
Correct.
Got it.
So right now, for all those people that sit at desk and play with mouses and keyboards and stuff like that, arms, great way to get the arms, forearms, and hands. Hands are always, I want to say it's the #2 thing requested to massage, because with everyone with mouses, they have that trigger finger.
Oh wow.
A lot of my guys that come in and they're holding stuff, and they're bringing in 4 things of water at one time, and they're stressing too much. Absolutely. Now, of course, I'm just doing a quick. This isn't everything. I'm skipping a lot of things just to give you a brief.
But this is good for a lot of people that have never even heard of chair massage, don't know what's going to occur during a chair massage, and the benefits of just even like this 10 minutes during the workday, after being sitting at a desk, working at a computer. What I see a lot is people traveling. You know,
Yes.
that they're either doing the staycations here in Florida, and they're driving and they're driving and they're driving, and especially with that movement pattern, if you are the driver, you've got constant pressure on that right foot, that right leg, which takes that hip out, and then they wonder why their backs hurt.
Yep.
Or they're on a plane sitting. And then,
or they're in a doctor's office sitting and waiting. I have that a lot,
yeah.
quite a bit too. The other one is servers and bartenders.
ooh,
They don't have time, especially with this time of year. Their bad body posture, holding up the trays, standing on their feet 24/7. Bartenders with holding bottles, pouring wine. You're doing a lot of motions that your body isn't supposed to be doing, and
you should be doing them evenly on both.
exactly.
Can you see
And
tell
chair
bartender?
Huh?
Tell bartenders.
Yeah, exactly.
They're non-dominant. Yeah.
But chair massage, I go to quite a few restaurants to do chair massages for the staff.
I bet they love you.
Oh, and it's incredible what just 10 minutes can do. Just imagine if you go for a full hour. And this is kind of like the vibrator platform thing. I always finish the massage with some beading.
Oh, there you go.
brush away all the bad stuff. How you feel there?
Better.
Woo!
So massage,
Very
it's a great tool. It's not everything. Don't think because you come for one massage, you get one chair massage for 10 minutes that it's going to cure all. But it is a great tool to use. One, to improve yourself, to improve your staff, or just to improve your overall well-being. If you can't get away for an hour, 10 to 20 minutes can do quite a bit.
Alright, why don't you come on over here and we'll finish up together if you can position it over here. Come on over. So that
Me?
is
Oh, me.
You. With that. There you go.
There we go, yay. She's gonna keep us straight here.
Perfect.
So that is it in a nutshell. That's stress relief. You've learned how stress is created in your body, and how to reduce it. My name is Beth Stockdale. I'm the owner of the Your Total Body Wellness Center, and that's where we are, right here. It's located at 800 East Venice Avenue, Suite C, Venice, Florida, 34285. You can call me, text me, 941-468-7091. And the package that we're talking about is $30, 10 minutes on the whole body vibration, 10 minutes on the Juve light, 10 minutes on the massage, getting the chair massage. And again, that includes getting to know us a little bit beforehand and to be able to explain to us where you're holding your stress so that we can coordinate what we're doing during our package. And how do folks get in contact with you?
I'm Luis Cruz. I own Relax Massage, and you can call or text 941-234-7051.
And you can contact either one of us to arrange for your package, and then we'll coordinate days and times.
Absolutely.
I think that's it. If you have any questions about how to relieve your stress, anything that we touched on today, this was quick, this was just an overview, go ahead and please do not hesitate to get in contact with either one of us. Thank you for attending the seminar. We're going to be doing more of these. And so if you have a particular subject matter that you would like us to cover, because there's more things than just stress
Absolutely.
that you can deal with massage. We could do a whole thing on injury recovery.
Oh, yeah.
You know, with these same modalities, we could do, something like that. So if you have, we can talk about fibromyalgia. There's that's opening up a whole can of worms.
That it is.
Sounds like a whole other podcast.
Sounds like another podcast, another YouTube video. So say good night from Your Total Body Wellness Center. Go out there and be well.